Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Five Questions with the Paulist. I'm Mike Hayes, and we love going to Boston. Great
Yep.
place. And Barbara Lapinskas is here with us, one of our Paulist Associates. Hey, Barbara, how are you?
I'm doing well here in Boston. I'm waiting for the next storm that's going to be coming through tonight. But other than that, we're doing well.
And Barb, question one, right into it. You're a Paulist Associate, a non-ordained person who wishes to align themselves with the Paulist Fathers' charism and spirituality. So what do you like most about being a Paulist Associate?
Oh, it's a cliche, I know. It's like, quote unquote, it's the people. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. I've been an associate since, I'm not sure what year, but it was like the third year that the Paulist Associates came into existence. So I've been with these folks for quite a while. There's not a lot of places in your life that you can have the kinds of discussions that we have. Where can you talk about things that are really serious issues of faith? Where can you talk about, look, I'm trying to make this decision. Is it the Holy Spirit? Am I trying to discern what I should be doing? Or is this just me kind of saying, this is really what I want to do? Where do you get a chance to talk about what does reconciliation mean? What does evangelization mean? What does this mean if I want to live this out in my life? You don't get a lot of places to have that conversation. And because we've been together for so long, there's a level of trust. There's a level where you can say, I'm really not so sure what I believe about this, and it's okay. And we're lucky because in Boston, there's a number of retired Paulists that live here. So there's quite a few people here. So in most of our meetings, we have 2 or 3 Paulists present. So the discussions with Paulists, with the non-ordained, they're really quite fruitful. And we've been able to work out that even though we're meeting in person now, we do set up a Zoom. So we do have people like Denny Hurley and some others can't make it into our meetings for a variety of reasons. We set up the Zoom meetings, so we're able to pull in everybody. And I would miss these people terribly and these discussions. And we're lucky that our retreat is coming up this weekend. So we are all going down to Florida, and I'm so looking forward to that too. I think that'll be great.
Escape that snow, it's coming in.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. I'm ready.
Question two. Hey, what's a new or newish development in the Catholic Church or an aspect of being Catholic that you really love?
I'll narrow that. I'll say in a broader sense, for the past 10 years, Pope Francis. It's like suddenly Vatican II has reemerged. The thing that he focuses on in evangelization is God's compassion, God's mercy, God's love, God's willingness to accept you as imperfect as we are, as opposed to, here is the dogma of the Catholic Church. This is what you must believe. These are the rules. It's taking you as you are, and God loves you as you are. I mean, it's so Paulist. I mean, if you think about it. And he's talked about creation. He's talked about getting away from clericalism. He's talked about decentralizing the church. So much of his papacy, I love. Narrowing it down, it's love / things I really hope for. The whole idea of synodality. I mean, it's brand new. We'll see where it goes. But the idea that the Spirit is working in all the world, not just coming, it's not just spirits come down to Rome and then it comes from there, but that the Spirit is in the people of God, and that we have something to say. And when you look at all of the nations of the world and the different cultures and the different languages and the different experiences, yes, we can have the tenets of the Catholic Church and things that you must believe as a Catholic, but how that gets expressed and played out throughout the world, the fact that the whole world, that the people of God can have input into that and how that is expressed. Now, I say that with some trepidation because I know there's a lot of pushback from that. I know there's a lot of folks who don't want to give up that power. I know when you read the reports from the Synod, there were a lot of bishops who weren't that crazy about people who were not bishops being there. And I know that at least in the United States, in some parishes, the questionnaires that went out weren't warmly received or widely disseminated. So it's uphill, but I think it's the first step, and I think it's a big first step. So I have a lot of hope I think I love the idea and I have a lot of hope, and we'll just have to see where it goes. But that I think is huge, kind of coming right now. I love the idea.
Yeah.
I love the idea.
And so question 3, let's go the opposite way. What's a newish development that you're not so keen on in the Catholic Church, or that maybe frustrates you? Or
yeah, well, I'm going to put it, it's not new. I'm going to put in my plug for, we are still not ordaining women, and that we can't talk about it. Supposedly we still talk about it, and that we're still pushed down the line. We're not going to have women deacons. We just kicked the can down the road again. I'm just getting my plug in. I'm concerned right now, what I'm reading, that so many of the newer priests that are being ordained are calling themselves conservative or traditional or more orthodox, and are not embracing or accepting the title of progressive, or not calling themselves progressive. And that worries me as we go forward and we go down the line. I mean, I don't know what the next papacy is going to look like, but it worries me for the newer priests who are going to be around for a long time, that, well, I don't know what that's going to mean for the church going forward. So that concerns me. I think that's a trend that makes me nervous. Yeah, I'm not happy with it. Yeah.
Cool. Question 4, if you were speaking with a family member or a friend who is thinking about no longer going to Mass and giving up on Catholicism, what would you say to them to give them hope?
Oh, yeah. That's such an odd question, because it depends on what they're, the answer to that could be anything from, I can't stand the choir because they're off key, to something as serious as, I can't stand this anymore because of all the sexual abuse in the Catholic Church, to, I no longer believe in God. I mean, there's a spectrum there. I think the start is just listening. Where is this coming from? What are your doubts? What are your issues? And acknowledging that they're real and they're valid, and whatever they're experiencing, I absolutely guarantee that there are plenty of other folks that feel the same way, that have the same doubt, the same anger, and they are not bad people for feeling that way or thinking that way. And to be totally judgmental, and honestly, as a woman in the church that is lifelong Catholic, I've been pretty bloody angry and frustrated with the church many times. I'm still there, and there is no judgment for feeling that. I would tell them why, being that frustrated, angry person that's still in the church, why I'm here. If they're open to it, I would take them with me to Mass if they were willing to do that, maybe experience a different church, a different place, meet different people. If they were open to it, have them maybe meet with one of the priests at the Paulist Center, because I think the Paulists are really good at these conversations. That's been my experience, and not doing this, but really being open to these conversations. And, if they're not convinced, let them know that the door is always open, not just the door to the church, but to my relationship, that doesn't change who I am, who they are, that I still care about them, it doesn't have to be a final decision. And that faith and the church are two different things. Your belief in God and Jesus is one thing. The church is made of fallible people, and it frequently can screw up. And if you can just keep that balance, I think, the Voice of the Faithful says, keep the faith, change the church. That's their motto. And I think if you can keep that balance and keep your faith, with recognizing many of the issues with the church, I think that's one way of looking at it. But just keep the judgment at bay and let people be who they are, and, work with them where they are. It's not easy.
Exactly. Yeah. It's tough.
Especially if it's family, it gets tough. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And finally, question 5, it's a zombie apocalypse. So who are 3 saints or holy people that you would like fighting on your side against the zombies?
I had to look up zombies. I have never seen a zombie movie in my life, So, the real ignorant person, well, we'll just have a conversation. No, you don't have a conversation with zombies. What do I know? Okay. So it's like, all right. So I thought about this. I think about this. It's very odd. So, okay, you can't just have power on your side. Okay. You need strategy. You need a leadership. You need somebody who has strategy, who can plan things out, who's a visionary. So I want Joan of Arc. Here's a 17-year-old teenager who has vision, who went and led an army against the French army. I mean, my goodness, you have to have leadership skills for that. All right. You got to have power. So I'm thinking, all right. St. George allegorically slayed the dragon. Now, if you want to look at something scary, dragon is pretty scary looking. So if you're not put off by, all right, an allegorical dragon slaying evil, yada, yada. But if you're not put off by a scary looking dragon, you're probably not going to be put off by a zombie. All right. All right, what's next? And I thought, okay, let's go for the big guns. Who led the army of God? St. Michael the Archangel. So if we're going to do it, let's pull out the big guns, the guy with the big wings, the big sword, defeated Satan. We're going to go for the big guns. And I mean, if that is it, that is going to be the guy. So my big three are Joan and George and Michael. And I'm just going to keep in abeyance on my B team, just in case, is going to be St. Jude, patron of hopeless cases, just in case I'm wrong. Just going to keep him waiting in the wings.
In case those three don't get it done.
Just in case, you never know.
Leak,
Yes. Plan B,
Exactly. Barbara, thanks so much for joining us, and
It's
a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
Keep up all the good work in Boston.
Thank
It's been really great having you around.
Thank you.
Enjoy your Paulist Associates retreat. And
I am so looking forward to the week to go. I can't wait.
Great. And so this has been 5 Questions with the Paulist Fathers. I'm Mike Hayes, and we'll see you all again sometime soon.